Tonight's a big night. President Obama will deliver his second State of the Union address. A lot has changed in just a year, including a soaring national debt. So how will the president address those changes in his speech? Here to take us behind the spin, former White House Press Secretary Ari Fleischer. Good to see you this morning.
Good morning.
All right. Now, I know that a lot of things have changed, and one of the most significant things is the debt.
That's
it continues to soar out of control. So let's take a look at where the debt was last year at this time when he gave the speech, $12.3 trillion, and now it's $14 trillion plus. What's he going to say about it?
Well, I don't know what he's going to say about it, but I hope he makes it the emphasis of the speech, because the fact is the debt is what's going to crush America's future. And we need only the president can lead on an issue this big, especially with a divided Congress. We need President Obama to put his shoulder to the wheel and do something meaningful and big on the debt.
So one of the things that we've heard in the last couple of weeks is that Congress is going to be called upon to raise the debt ceiling again. And some conservative Republicans have said, let's call their bluff. Let's not go ahead with this. What would you say about that?
Well, this is where we'll find out if the president really got the message of the election, to stop the spending spree. Don't call things investment when it's just more stimulus spending, another stimulus program, but to actually meaningfully reduce the deficit and tackle the debt. And I don't know what he is going to do, but it doesn't sound like any of the indications are that he wants to dedicate his next 2 years to this big mission.
Right. According to people in the know, he will talk about no specific action on entitlement spending. He will talk no specifics on containing Social Security costs. And then, of course, we have the whole job situation. Let's take a look at the unemployment rate. Last January, when he gave the State of the Union, 9.7% unemployment rate. Now it's 9.4, but many people say that's relatively the same because it's pretty much fluctuated between 9.4 and 9.7.
Right, and the problem he'll have, and he will talk a lot about jobs tonight, is he keeps talking about it and nothing happens. In his first State of the Union in 2009, he said, let's begin with jobs. That's where everything begins. And last year, he said jobs is issue number one. For the third year in a row, he'll say the same rhetoric. We frankly have the highest unemployment rate. There's never been this high, this long since the 1930s. That's the problem with unemployment, and he doesn't have a solution for it. We just need economic growth. But I go back to entitlements. Presidents need to do big things, and my question is, will he doodle in the margins of history when it comes to the debt and spending, or will he do something about it? That's what I'd like to see President Obama focus on.
Well, he's going to be speaking to a different audience. Whether or not they're sitting next to each other, ping-ponging each other, Republican, Democrat, there are going to be more Republicans. Let's take a look at how that changed in the last year. Of course, back in 2010 in January, the House majority was Democrats. Now the House majority is Republicans. What do you make of this idea that they're partnering up?
Well, I like it. I like the symbolism of it. I like the change of tone of it, but don't extend it too far. They still have a lot of big issues to tackle. The question still goes back to, what can the president do that can attract support from the center of both parties? That's a hard thing for presidents to do, but that's why they're there.
Do you really believe that he has these centrist values now? Do you really believe that he believes these policies he's talking about after the way he governed for the first 2 years?
Gretchen, my view is he is very comfortable being an ideological, dogmatic liberal. But he also wants to be successful. And I think that drives him more than anything else, especially going into a re-election year. So, yes, I think there are possibilities to reach grand bargains with Republicans, especially on economic matters. The center of this country is fiscally conservative. He needs to catch that message.
All right, a.k.a. Bill Clinton, I guess. Ari Fleischer, always good to see you.